Stocks get off to a strong start after a positive session in the US overnight. Autos, metals as well as healthcare notch up gains, but utilities and FMCG trade soft today.
M&M surges after the company inks a component supply agreement with Volkswagen for its electric platform InGlo. This is a first step in the e-mobility collaboration, and the companies will explore further opportunities going forward.
Glenmark Pharma allays analysts' growth fears and says it expects to be net cash positive by fiscal end. But a weak guidance on volume growth and market share erosion pulls down Gujarat Gas.
Crude gains as the dollar softens, and OPEC and IEA estimate tailwinds from expected demand in 2024. Expectations of an easing of interest rates in the year and growth expansion also boost sentiment.
Hello and welcome. You've tuned into Business Lunch on this Friday afternoon. I'm Nisha Podar, and with me today on Business Lunch is Surbhi Upadhyay. Hi Surbhi. So market finally, today it has been a consistent day of gains. And the whole week, we have seen quite a bit of carnage and quite a bit of jittery trade. A lot of it also owing to many global cues and macro cues also coming in. But today looks extremely stable. Nifty 50 opened above 22,000 mark, and at lunch hour, it's at the top game right now, high point of the trading session. Of course, it lost that 22,000 level in the middle, but then soon it recovered. So not much to talk about when it comes to the overall momentum. Has been pretty stable for the day today. And so is the case for the rest of the markets as well. It's green on the screens. Bank Nifty is up closer to 0.5%, a little less than that, and mid caps over 0.5% gain. So overall, the market momentum is strong. Advanced decline ratio because of mid-cap participation, broader market participation is on the sides of the advancing stocks by a huge margin. When we talk about the pockets, well, autos are doing extremely well today. But on the flip side, remember, Nifty 50's gains is without the contribution of two big boys like Reliance Industries, HDFC Bank. So without that, they are on the flip side along with Bajaj Twins. So these are the laggards in trade, but rest of the market is looking pretty buoyant at the moment, Surbhi.
Yeah, absolutely, Nisha. It's a very well-rounded move, and it's a week that started so very differently, and it's ending at such a different level. Started with that big question mark, that big shakeout that we had on the large caps and especially the mid caps. But I think we've got a resounding reply to the market's worries and confusion that buy on dips is still the strategy with which there are, participants going into this market. Just a little bit of, additional color on what trends we're seeing today. Autos has come back. So there is that element of sector rotation. Autos were not participating last 5-6 sessions. But today that buying is very evident, not just in an M&M, but look at the others as well. I mean, look at a Maruti for that matter, which has been the key leader, or Eicher, Tata Motors. Most of the auto stocks have been up and about. We'll talk more about M&M as we go forward. So that's one theme that stands out. And the second is that even in the broader market, in the mid-cap space, it's not just a PSU-driven rally today, as has been the trend in the last few sessions. So I'll just give some examples in terms of, smaller mid-caps or smaller stocks that are doing really well. Look at a Natco Pharma, about 16% up. Look at Wockhardt, almost 10-11% higher. So a lot of these tier 2 pharma names are having a good session. And you've got a stock like Sasken, which is up and about. There's NIIT. So, some of the other names from the mid-cap universe that haven't moved in the recent past, they've also had a very good session, at least so far. So lots of mid-cap flair in this market. But let's begin the show by focusing on Mahindra & Mahindra. It had a stellar run yesterday, the 7% up move coming through after the earnings and the management commentary. And today it's following that up with another 4% gain. Now, of course, there's the overall buying that we're seeing in the auto space. But in addition, what has powered Mahindra & Mahindra is this alliance that it has going with Volkswagen, specifically on the e-mobility side, or basically the electric vehicle side. So what is this alliance? Now, M&M is going to partner Volkswagen and get important technology for its electric vehicle platform, InGlo. That is a M&M platform, and there are things like, the specified proprietary Volkswagen technology that would be used to power a lot of the vehicles that M&M is planning to launch. It's planning to launch as many as 5 vehicles, all electric vehicles, by December this year itself. So the market is getting excited about an added impetus and thrust. And not just that, remember that one line in the press release that they're open to, exploring more collaboration. So perhaps there could be more in the days to come as well. So all of that commentary is really powering through for the M&M stock today. Nisha.
That's right, Surbhi. So this is a new space with new technology. So lots of collaboration and alliances really taking place. But let's really focus on the central bank. And RBI has restricted a card network from commercial card payments. Sources say that RBI has also restrained B2B card payments for Visa. Ritu Singh is joining in with all the details. Ritu.
Well, the Reserve Bank has directed a card network to stop commercial card payments made by corporates to entities which are not authorized to accept card payments through intermediaries. Now, while RBI did not name this card network, we've been given to understand it is Visa. Now, normally corporates make commercial payments to their suppliers or vendors through net banking or IMPS, NEFT, whatever. But some intermediaries, which is mainly fintechs we understand, along with a card network, made an arrangement whereby corporates could make commercial card payments to a fintech, and that fintech in turn would remit the funds, whether it was through IMPS, RTGS, NEFT, etc., to recipients who are not authorized to accept such payments in the first place. Now, compared to traditional net banking, this would allow corporates to get the benefits of rewards, points, etc. on their commercial cards. But RBI said this activity was without legal sanction and therefore it has been stopped. So what's the impact? Nomura says that as per SBI cards data, corporate spends is roughly 24% of total credit card spends as of the third quarter, and for the industry, corporate spending is roughly around 25 to 30% of total credit card spending. Now, they expect spending growth to moderate for credit card companies because of the halting of commercial card payments through one card network, but profitability is not expected to be impacted materially. Macquarie believes the move could have a volume impact across all card players, and they see lower card spend beginning in March 2024 to be reported by all banks and SBI cards. But given that this is a low margin product compared to, say, a retail credit card, the direct profitability hit will be very low in the near term. Citi expects about 8,000 to 9,000 crores of monthly credit card spends to be affected by this move.
All right, Ritu, important story there. Thank you very much for the details. We'll take a break on that note. Coming up on the other side, an exclusive conversation with Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. He talks about the infrastructure growth in the state and more. Stay tuned for that. Welcome back. You're with us on Business Lunch, and let's focus on the protesting farmers, which is, of course, a big headline in the north of India. The protests seem to be continuing, and the farmers are continuing their march to Delhi, even as 3 rounds of talks with the government remained inconclusive on demands that include a law on minimum support price. We have Danish joining in with the latest. Danish, there was some talk earlier that there was another meeting in Chandigarh, and maybe there was a halt to the march, but that's not sort of worked out?
Well, that's right. Right now, we are in day 4 of the Farmers Delhi Chalo March, and certain farmer unions have also called for a Gramin Bharat Bandh. And as far as this Gramin Bharat Bandh is concerned, there is no impact in Delhi, but in certain parts of Punjab and Haryana, especially the rural belts over there, we can see that the impact is very much visible over there, as farmers are not going to their farm fields in solidarity with the other farmers that are protesting, and they're demanding 12 major demands from the government. As far as the talks between the government and farmer unions are concerned, well, there was a long 5 to 6 hour meeting that took place yesterday in Punjab, which was attended by 3 union ministers, Piyush Goyal, Arjun Munda and Nityanand Rai, and the farmer unions were represented by certain representatives. There was no major breakthrough from the talks, which concluded late last night, but the government is very hopeful that in the next meeting that is supposed to take place on Sunday, there will be some kind of a breakthrough. Nityanand Rai, the union minister, is pretty much positive that till now, whatever talks have happened, they're feeling that there is kind of a consensus that the government is trying to build among the government and the farmers. But like I said, there is no major breakthrough right now. Farmer unions are still demanding a legal guarantee on MSP, and that is the major bone of contention between the government and the farmers right now. And as far as the particular spot is concerned, where I am present right now, I am present at Singhu border, and this area last year when the farmer agitation happened, this area was occupied by farmers, and there were thousands and thousands of farmers that had occupied the entire area. But after whatever happened the last time, the government and the authorities are pretty much prepared this time, and as you can see, the entire area has been fortified. There is a presence of rapid action force, there is a presence of police, and certain more different government forces are present over here. You can see that this entire area has been blocked with the help of certain cement boulders, and yeah. So all in all, if we see, there is no major breakthrough between the government and the farmer unions right now. There is a chance that when the fourth meeting happens, there could be some kind of conclusion.
All right, Danish, thanks so much for all those details. But take a look at the flashes on your screen right now coming in from Defence Acquisition Council, and it is likely to have approved proposal to buy 80,000 crore rupees worth of defence equipments, and defence equipment order likely to be issued to BEL, HAL and others. So some of those counters are really perking up in trade because of the huge order that is likely to come in. So that's sources to CNBC Awaaz, and that is the news that we have of about 80,000 crore rupees worth of order. Both HAL as well as BEL are up in trade and perked up on that particular order really coming in. All right, moving on then, as we slip into a short breather on Business Lunch, let's also get you an exclusive conversation my colleague Santya Gora had with Eknath Shinde, who's the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. And Eknath Shinde highlighted the steps that they have taken to make Mumbai pothole-free and curb pollution. Listen in.
जब आप मुख्यमंत्री पद पे जस्ट आए ही थे, आपने एक वादा किया था कि अगले 2 साल में मुंबई पॉटहोल फ्री हो जाएगी, कंक्रीट की सड़कें बन जाएंगी। हालांकि वो डेडलाइन आ चुकी है। अब क्या कोई नई डेडलाइन, क्या स्टेटस है उस प्रोजेक्ट का? क्योंकि कुछ टेंडर्स निकले भी थे, कहीं पे काम शुरू नहीं भी हुआ, वापस से भी टेंडर्स साउथ बॉम्बे के लिए निकले हैं, तो अब उसका क्या स्टेटस है? अब कोई डेडलाइन आपने नहीं तय की?
पहले जब हम सरकार में आए, मैं मुख्यमंत्री बन गया, मैंने और हमारे देवेंद्र जी ने कमिश्नर, कारपोरेशन कमिश्नर को बुलाया बीएमसी के, और मैंने उनको कहा कि अभी आप 2 फेज में पूरे कंक्रीट के रोड बनाओ। पहले फेज में 6,000 करोड़ के कंक्रीट के रोड के टेंडर हो गए, अभी काम शुरू हो गया। दूसरे फेज का जो अभी उसका प्रोसेस जो है वो कंप्लीट हो रहा है, और अगले बिल्कुल 2 साल के अंदर पूरा मुंबई
तो आप CNBC TV
चकाचक हो जाएगा एकदम।
2026
मुंबई विल बी पॉटहोल फ्री इन नेक्स्ट 2 years, 2.5 years।
कि मुंबई में खासकर कि फिलहाल कंस्ट्रक्शन की जो इतनी साइट्स खुली हैं, बिल्कुल समझ सकते हैं कि मॉडर्नाइजेशन के लिए है, अर्बनाइजेशन के लिए, डेवलपमेंट के लिए है, आने वाले बेहतर कल के लिए, लेकिन फिलहाल के लिए जो वर्तमान है वो सफर कर रहा है। आप जिस भी गली में जाएं, जिस भी रोड में जाएं, सड़कें खुदी हुई हैं, कोई ना कोई कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट है, रात में आप सो नहीं सकते क्योंकि काम चल रहा है। तो कोई डेडलाइन मुंबईकर्स को आप देना चाहेंगे कि उनका वर्तमान कब शांत होने वाला है?
अभी जितने कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट है, जो MMRD के हो या प्राइवेट हो, उनको कहा है कि आपके वजह से पोल्यूशन नहीं फैले, डस्ट मिट्टी नहीं उड़े।
लेकिन वो फॉलो नहीं हो रहा सर। हाईकोर्ट ने अभी रिसेंटली पुल अप किया था स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को भी और प्राइवेट कंस्ट्रक्शन साइट्स वालों को कि आपको ऑर्डर दिए हैं कि आप वहां पे पोल्यूशन को कर्ब करें,
बिल्कुल,
फिर भी आप नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो वो फॉलो नहीं हो रहा है सर।
नहीं,
उसके
बिल्कुल
लिए
फॉलो करेंगे
जी,
हाईकोर्ट ऑर्डर बिल्कुल फॉलो करेंगे।
लेकिन ये जो कंस्ट्रक्शन को लेकर के, ट्रैफिक से लेकर के, नॉइज पोल्यूशन की जो समस्याएं, कितने महीनों, कितने सालों में मुंबई का
देखो ना, ये कोस्टल का एक पार्ट शुरू हो जाएगा। ये कोस्टल हाईवे जो मुंबई का है, MTHL की वजह से ट्रैफिक कम हो जाएगी। अभी मेट्रो, अभी कोस्टल जो है वो सेकंड पार्ट मई तक हो जाएगा, और ये विरार से, वर्सोवा से लेके आगे उत्तन, मीरा भाईंदर से लेके विरार तक जाएगा, तो ये ट्रैफिक खत्म हो जाएगी।
मतलब मई तक कुछ राहत मिलने की उम्मीद है?
मई को ये सेकंड फेज जो है कोस्टल का वो कंप्लीट होगा, तो ये मुंबई में भी यहाँ की जो ट्रैफिक है उसको डीकंजेस्ट करने का काम भी सरकार और बीएमसी मिलकर निश्चित रूप से करेगी।
Welcome back. In global news on Business Lunch, today we are getting you the latest coming in from the Israel-Hamas war. Now, the US President Joe Biden warns Israeli Prime Minister to not proceed with an offensive in Rafah without protecting the civilian lives. In their second phone call in less than a week, they also discussed hostage negotiations. Now, meanwhile, Israeli special forces raided a major hospital in southern Gaza where thousands of Palestinians had sought shelter, claiming that Hamas hostages were there. And NBC's Molly Hunter has this report.
It's very hard to reach anyone inside the Nasser Medical Complex at this hour. It is the biggest hospital in southern Gaza. It was mostly functioning really up until the last couple of days ago in Khan Yunis. It's the Nasser Medical Complex. The doctors there tell our team on the ground has been under siege. Israeli tanks have been moving in. Israeli airstrikes have been getting closer. Israeli snipers, doctors say, have been shooting at people who have been trying to leave the hospital. Thousands of displaced Palestinians have been staying at that hospital because they thought it would be safer. Well, overnight, a massive change in the situation on the ground. The Israeli military says they have gone in and stormed the hospital. They say they have credible intelligence to prove that Hamas militants were operating out of the hospital. Hostages may have been hiding in the hospital, or even the bodies of hostages may still be there. Now, the Israeli military has not provided any proof of these claims, but they have gone in, and the chaotic video shows really terrifying scenes as doctors try to kind of usher patients out. In addition to the patients and the doctors at that hospital, thousands of displaced Palestinians have left, and the doctors who have been able to get out and evacuate tell our teams in Rafah, that is just a bit south of Khan Yunis, that patients had to be left behind, including patients hooked up to machines that require energy. Now, the health ministry has just put out a statement, and they say 95 health personnel, 191 patients remain in an older building of the Nasser Medical Complex. No food, no water, and minimal electricity. They also say there are at least 6 patients who are hooked up to machines in the ICU that require energy. Molly Hunter, NBC News, Jerusalem.
All right, so that's the latest coming in from Israel. And with that, it's completely out of time and curtains down on Business Lunch. But stay tuned to CNBC-TV18.